everyone, welcome to episode 71 of Littleroot Lessons. As always, I'm your host, Carter Noble, joined by our fantastic co-host, Carl Wilkin. What's up, dude?
Not a lot. Been building Series 10 teams because you can do that on Showdown now, and it's fun.
So, up until literally today, about 2 hours ago, we had to be using the Legacy server, and it doesn't save my teams. Is that, everyone's problem?
I haven't had that problem. I don't know what you all have been having issues
The first day, it was fine, and then I go in to play the second day, I'm like, where's my Groudon team? I'm like, this team was bad, but I wanted to at least work on it. So
I've been building mine on the actual Showdown server, and then I go in and play it on Legacy after switching the format and doing all that nonsense.
Yep, which is what eventually I ended up doing, and now, my phone, I have the Legacy server, and then I have my team on another tab. I'm just like, all right, copy paste, cool. Now let's play 3 games. All right, time to go back to work.
Yep.
So I know you have been playing. You've been doing Zygarde things.
Not at the moment. I've been goofing around with, what was it?
I don't know.
It's on my phone, but my phone's not in here.
I actually don't have my phone in here either.
But it was Aegislash, Volcarona. I think it was Kyogre or Ludicolo.
Okay, that team.
That's the one I've been messing with, and that one's fun. Ludicolo's enjoyable.
Is it good, though?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's actually good.
Okay.
Ludicolo is actually really, really good. It just, every weather Pokemon is just I don't want to see this thing. Get it away from me now.
Please go away.
And then, you have, Icy Wind for speed control, which, if in the rain, you're just faster than everything, so.
I'm assuming you can be faster than Eliki in rain?
I think that's the one Pokemon you don't outspeed.
Which, with a Icy Wind, it's alright, cool. We're golden.
Eliki's the one Pokemon you don't outspeed, I think, in rain. But then after an Icy Wind, they have to Electro Web you. Otherwise, you do then outspeed, and then you can just bop it with the water.
I'm sure, Icy Wind plus Water Spout just takes out Eliki anyway.
Oh, yeah.
Granted, I doubt they're actually running Thunder anymore. I haven't actually seen Eliki running Thunder to deal with Kyogre because I haven't seen a lot of Kyogre.
Yeah, the weather duo seems to have kind of vanished, I feel like, which is weird.
I've played my fair share of Groudons, and they're honestly kind of scary.
Mm-hmm.
And then I get 1 to 2 Cosmic Powers, and it's all right, you are literally no longer a threat.
Yeah, it just kind of looks that way. It's just oh, well, now you don't do anything. Okay, bye.
Or what's the real play is you get a Cosmic Power plus switching your Ensign. So now they're at -1, you're at +1. Fake them out, get a second Cosmic Power up. And now you're just alright, this thing's unkillable.
I win.
You need a crit to kill me, and then it's still probably a roll because Xerneas is really bulky for some reason.
Yep. But the idea of today's episode is kind of going to look at what we think is good, what we think is bad, and we've called it the ugly as just kind of moniker this, but it's just mainly Pokemon we aren't sure about being good or bad necessarily, but have potential.
It's definitely that. The third category is we don't know where to stand on these because I haven't played with or against them enough to classify them as either. Yeah. It could be end of the day that they're fine.
Yeah, it's you see them every once in a while and they do their thing, but then they also could just be oh, this Pokemon is amazing. Why is this not being played more?
Yeah,
things like that.
And that's kind of the first one on the list when we actually get to it is definitely one that I've been playing with, and I have not seen literally anyone else attempt to play with it.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a real reason. But we'll get there when we get there. It's called clickbait, Carl.
Clickbait.
Make people stick around to see what I'm talking about.
Yeah. You want to get Team of the Week out of the way first then, just so we can spend more time talking about these Pokemon?
I legitimately forgot about that.
Well, that's because we haven't done it 2 weeks in a row. So...
To be fair... yeah, that's fair. So we are playing...
Let me find it. I know I had it. Where did it go?
Right there. Cool.
Let's get you over Mya and get this over Mya.
I don't know what we're doing, so I'm just going to sit here and wait.
Okay.
Do you need to... Okay, cool. So, we ended up playing the Beat Up Mirror this week.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Dude, it was actually really great.
Yep. I didn't bring Beat Up at all.
I did, and I literally didn't use it.
That seems to be how the Beat Up mirrors go. Is it's like, we both have Beat Up, but neither of us are going to use it because I technically had answers to Beat Up.
Dude, speaking of Beat Up, today on Showdown, I ran into Whimsicott Galerion.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, alright, well, this is fine. I'm going to fake out your Whimsicott. Your Galerion's at -1 because of Intimidate. I'm like, I don't really have to worry about that. It's whatever. And then they went for Stealth Rock with their Galerion. I'm just like... Something's not adding up here. The next match, I run into Whimsicott Absol.
Okay.
Which I learned today that Absol gets Justified.
Neat.
Yeah. Did not know that. It wasn't doing that. It was doing super luck things.
Mm-hmm.
But it didn't matter because that game went to like 20 turns. And, it was glorious.
Just glorious?
It was fantastic. It was...
That is so cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, it makes sense, kind of, and it's just like, oh, it's like, here's base 130 attack stat. It's just our speed tier is terrible.
Honestly, Absol's kind of cool.
Yeah.
But back to, the actual teams. So I played Dashiell's Justified Arcanine team.
Yep, the Arcanine team, which we had played before.
And the downside to it playing last time was you had double Sucker Punch to ruin my day.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, alright, there's none of that this week, so we'll be fine. And then you led Dragapult Togekiss. I'm like, well, that's just rude.
Now no one gets to play the beat-up game.
So instead, I just one-shot your Togekiss. I'm like, alright, cool.
Yep. You won, you OHKO'd Togekiss, and it's like, okay, we're kind of behind now, but I had to do that because...
And then you got the stupid crit.
Yeah. And then, 10 turns later, I crit you. And it went to swung back my way, and we won. And yep. I won.
Dude, honestly, that might have been, probably the second closest game we've had.
It was up there, yeah. There's
I know there was one you lived on, 3 or something.
It was the Dracovish with Hail.
Yep.
Being able to... Because I need to make sure... If you had Protect, I was dead.
Yep.
And you didn't have Protect.
Oh... I just need one thing to swing my way.
Maybe Series 10 will get you there.
I'm setting up, man.
Yeah.
I'm just setting up for the redemption arc, and it's going to be glorious. You have fun losing for 3 months straight.
Okay. So this beat-up team, it's not normal beat-up, to say the least. Dugtrio is our beat-up user, so it's kind of cool. It's just like Arena Trap gets to trap things in as long as they're not flying or ghost type. We have Ally Switch, Protect, Bulldoze, Beat Up, get to just do all these cool utility things. So Dugtrio's kind of just like this cool utility ground type. And then we have Dragapult, Rotom, and Togekiss to kind of all just fly or clear body, so Bulldoze doesn't hit us. Yep. But we still get to do the Bulldoze thing. So it's just this weird form of speed control, which is really cool.
So after seeing this team initially, when Captain posted this last week, 2 weeks ago,
I think it's 2 weeks ago now.
So last week, I messaged you about I'm gonna go play. People are playing Goth Eliki in Series 10. I don't think it's very good. I'm gonna trap people with Dugtrio. I'm gonna do Dugtrio Metagross. It was not good. It was very, very bad.
Yeah.
Who knew that Dugtrio being extremely weak to not only Fake Out, but also Rillaboom?
It's a problem.
And you're not even that fast.
No.
In retrospect of everything else going on in the format, Dugtrio's redeeming quality of its speed isn't even good anymore.
Yeah. Looking at the way this team is set up, though, it's everyone expects Dragapult to carry beat up on this team, and they're just what does Dugtrio do? Well, Dragapult's a Dynamax target on this team. This is a Pokemon that just takes over the game. We get to freely run Will-O-Wisp on it, too, just because
Will-O-Wisp is really good, man.
Yeah, it's just like it's a free protect when we're Dynamaxing. It's burn when we need it to be. As you saw in the showdown, it's not max speed. I don't think. Either that, or I just lost every single time.
If it is, I got extremely lucky.
Which you'll be able to find out.
Maybe that was my one chance. So you can win every speed tie this week. But I don't want to win all of them.
Looking to round out this team here, we have the terrible twosome here of Rotom Heat and Gastrodon. These two always just hand in hand are going everywhere together. Gastrodon
is one of those mons that I actually think is going to be fairly decent in Series 10, just because Kyogre's really popular. You're able to hit Zacian super effectively, which I actually played a couple different Gastrodons in the last couple days. It's just man, that's really annoying.
Yeah.
Yawn's really good. Zacian's obviously very good.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that you hit Zacian and Eliki and Ensign all super effectively is just honestly pretty good.
Which we have a water ground type to talk about later.
Yeah, we'll get there.
We'll get to that one. I'm excited for that one. That one makes me happy. Which it does a lot of the same things Gastrodon does, which makes me even happier.
But better. Yeah. We'll get to that. The big thing that Gastrodon does have going for it is obviously Storm Drain.
Oh yeah, Storm Drain's a big boon.
Not only a very unique ability, but also a very powerful ability when you actually get to do its thing.
Mm-hmm.
The big monkey in the room here, of course, is Rillaboom of just, you're 4 times super effective against it, and it's gonna hit Gastrodon really hard because you also have priority. So, like I always say, that's why you have 5 teammates.
That's why you have a bunch of teammates.
You can be weak to something, and that is completely okay, as long as you build your team correctly to be able to beat that threat.
And this is why we have Rotom and Togekiss and Bounce on Cobalion and Fly on Dragapult. We can hit Rillaboom a million different ways on this
team.
team.
You have Will-O-Wisp. That is another thing that people don't, I think, utilize enough, is Rillaboom hits really hard, but if you do burn it, or you do intimidate it once or twice even, that attack stat looks pretty weak at that point.
Yep. Which we covered Rillaboom on the deep dive on Friday.
Which still surprises me that it took this long to get to.
Yeah, that's because everyone kept suggesting other things, and it was okay, that's fine. We can get to it eventually.
It's crazy to me that we've done Reggie Rock and Reggie Drago before we did,
Rillaboom.
Multi-series king Rillaboom.
Yeah. But if you haven't checked that out, iCard is up there somewhere.
I don't actually know how to do that on YouTube. That's all you.
Yeah, I do it. It's cool. Above me somewhere.
Neat.
But yeah, this team seems super sweet. I think it'd be one of the good last hurrahs for Series 9.
I know we have this one. Aaron sent in a fast balloon team, which I'm really excited to see. Just because Driftblim's super cool.
Mm-hmm.
And I know when I played it a while back on Swede's team with Coco next to it, and I just got to completely body a Glastrier. That was one of the highlights of that week, was just alright, strength sap you. Alright, cool, I live the hit. Alright, burn you. I live that hit too. Strength sap you again.
Heal back up.
Nice Dynamax, idiot.
Great.
So, excited to get to see it played. I don't know if I'm actually going to play it. Probably. Just because, that team's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Aaron said he was working on Lickitung for a while, too, and I expected that to be the team he sent in.
Yeah.
But.
Nope. No Lickitung.
He's got a week.
Got a week to get it in. Okay. So let's transition from Team of the Week here to our fun little list here we have built up. We got about, I think it's 15 or 16 mods here.
I think it's probably 5 per section.
Something like that.
Who knows? I just started naming stuff and you're yeah, sure.
We'll just add them to the list here. So you want to start with good? You want to start with bad? Or you want to start with ugly?
We'll start with good.
Okay, let's start with good.
Do you want to like break it up and do like 1-1-1, or do you want to just do the entire section?
Let's just do the entire good section, bad section, and all that stuff. Makes it easier. So, good. Pick one of these 5. Let's talk about it.
I think there's a very big one here that we haven't seen basically at all in Sword and Shield. It was kind of there in Series 8, but it really didn't do anything. And that's Xerneas.
Yeah.
So the big thing about this is if you are familiar with older formats, if you're familiar with 2018 and 2017 in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, Xerneas is really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
The thing that was working against Xerneas in Series 8 was there was a ton of steel spikes running around.
Yeah.
Everything had steel coverage because everything wanted the defense boost. And so when you can hit it super effectively on 3 out of your 6 Pokemon...
For base 130.
Which, like, is super understated just how much of a difference it makes going from 130 base steel spikes to base 80 iron heads.
Mm-hmm.
Which, it really is just astronomically different. Just the amount of power difference there is between these attacks.
Yeah.
So the fact that Xerneas now has, it gets to do redirection things with a ton of different Pokemon. Togekiss, Amoonguss, Volcarona. I've seen Tangrowth.
Okay.
Like, legitimately, I saw Tangrowth with Xerneas. I'm just like, Skarmory doesn't care about that.
I don't care about you. Get out of here.
The best part about playing Skarmory is Whirlwind goes through Protect.
Yep.
So you're just like, alright, Rage Powder, Geomancy. Okay. Bye!
Get out of here.
Or another lead I've seen a lot is like Ensign plus Xerneas. It's like, alright, well, fake out your Skarmory, Geomancy. You can't kill my Skarmory, but I can threaten you. Mm-hmm. So they go for the, Protect or the Attack or whatever. I'm just like, goodbye!
Be gone!
So, Xerneas is very good,
mm-hmm.
but there are definitely ways to beat it.
And yeah. Like, early on in the meta, it's like Xerneas is just everywhere, which is not surprising. Xerneas is very powerful. As the format, I figure out, kind of feel around Whirlwind and Roar, these moves we hadn't used in 2 years almost.
Because they're not, they literally don't work against Dynamax.
Exactly.
So, like, the fact that, like, there is a chance that, they just Dynamax. I guess this isn't going to work.
Yeah.
Dragon Tail did not either work, right?
Nope.
Did it fail or did it do damage?
It just didn't work.
Okay.
So the only way you could switch them out was eject
button, right?
Yep.
Which, honestly...
Or in the case of Hatterene, Magic Bounce
your parting shot, yeah.
Like, that's the only other one that I can remember.
So... Phasing moves are really good. Obviously, you can't Dragon Tail this.
Yeah.
But you can Whirlwind, you can Roar. Normally,
Circle Throw works, too.
Yes, it does. Not one that I always, like,
not one you think about, but it's just like, because you obviously you don't want to use the Fighting type move against the Fairy type Pokemon, but it's just trying to think of things that do chip.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Does Roar go through Protect as well?
I'm not sure. I have not used it enough, so I don't know.
I have it, and I just have not actually clicked it. So, Xerneas is really powerful. Be prepared for it.
Yep.
It is, I think, the number 2 restricted right now. I think
behind Zacian.
Yeah, I think the only thing that has beat it out is Zacian. And like looking at these early Series 10 tournaments coming in, there's a lot of Zacian. There's a lot of deer.
Yep.
You need to be prepared for the dog and the deer.
Yep. Speaking of being prepared for the dog and the deer, Volcarona. You mentioned it earlier, just like being paired alongside Xerneas. It could actually just be paired alongside anything at this point. It does a lot because the one good rock type in the format was Colossal.
And guess what's
gone?
Good.
Yeah.
we'll get to Colossal later, too.
Like, Landorus Therian actually isn't really that good anymore. Like, it's still usable, but it's just like, you don't see it And now it's Choice Scarf. Now it doesn't have the opportunity to Earthquake and Rock Slide. Now they have to lock into something a lot of the times because they need to be scarfed so they just don't get exploded.
Yep. I have seen a lot of Volcarona. I've also seen 0 Focus Sash Volcarona.
It's because you can build it bulky and not have to worry about it.
Uh-huh. Sure. That's fine. The number of Volcaronas I've one-shot is astronomical.
Well, yeah.
It's like, I don't care about this. It's really good. When it gets to do its thing, it is absolutely absurd. Like, you're not running like Quiver Dance. You're not setting up with Volcarona.
No.
Its job is to let Xerneas click Geomancy.
Or take care of opposing Xerneas sensation.
Yep.
Did you know Volcarona gets Whirlwind?
I did.
It's nice.
I did know this.
It's nice.
Because Angelo has been playing with it. He's just like, yeah, Whirlwind's really good. I'm like, yeah, you can play it on a good month, though.
So, like, things like Struggle Bug's really, really cool, too, just because it's just, like, spread minus your special attack. It's another Snarl.
It's Snarl, yeah. It's Stab Snarl for Volcarona.
Which is really cool.
Flame Body is a very good ability.
It is.
I've played against a lot of Volcarona, and I've gotten burnt a lot. It's really bad when it happens.
We talked about Volcarona. We talked about Xerneas. We've got 3 more on here. Which of these flying types do you want to cover?
Landorus.
Okay. Landorus I, specifically. This is Landorus I, not Landorus Therian.
I was going to leave it vague.
No, this is Landorus I.
So, Landorus Therian obviously is still very good.
Yeah.
But it has... I feel like Landorus Therian is having an identity crisis right now.
Yeah.
Where it wants to do a lot of things and no one knows what is good with it. And so, as a result, the fact that, like, you were able to do, like, Lumberry Sword Stance things in these older formats because you were able to immediately Dynamax it afterwards doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah. A lot of the cool utility that Landorus was giving us through its max moves of Airstream and Quake are just gone.
So, like, now it's just like, okay, do I spam Earthquake? Because if so, then I need to be able to have partners that are not only able to protect through Earthquake, but also are just immune to it so I can abuse that. But then comes the problem of Wide Guard's really popular in this format.
Yep.
So I don't want to get locked into Earthquake if I am Scarf. So then am I AV? And if so, then I'm slower than these restricted mons, and I'm going to be able to be picked up and KO'd.
It's like Kyogre just says, hi, I'm going to blow you up now. Bye-bye.
It'd be a shame if you just got deleted. So then it's just like, okay, so I can't click spread moves. I need Scarf to go fast, so I can't click Rock Slide either because of Wide Guard. So it's like, here's Stone Edge.
Let's play this game of can I hit my move?
Yay! Everyone's favorite game.
And then let's not even mention that your only flying move is Fly.
So, like, cool. Double Protect.
Ha!
You wasted a turn. Congrats.
And then it's just like other moves you can run, like Superpower, which you don't want to be scarfed.
You don't want to get locked into, so it's like
Hammer Arm, another one you don't want to get locked into.
So like
U-turn, like, is the only other move you get to run.
It's like, okay, bye.
So I can get out of here.
I'll be back. Don't worry.
So this is where we get into Landorus Incarnate, where we get to do Sheer Force things, and
which
Sand
is
Force
just
things.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I have not seen basically any Sand Force versions. All I've seen is Sheer Force holding Life Orb.
Yeah.
And then it's just like, well, obviously this is your Life Orb slot, so I don't ever have to worry about, like, underspeeding you, specifically with mons that are faster than it. Like, it's base, what?
I think it's 111. It's like 101.
Okay, so, like, any of your base 110s that are played, or, like, Garchomp is 102, is that right?
Garchomp is 102.
So, like, okay, I just outspeed you. I know I'm always going to outspeed you because you're Life Orb. That's the item you run on this. That's the only item that is really viable on it because you get that damage boost, but you don't take the Life Orb recoil, which is why Sheer Force is really good with it. But then the other thing is like, most of these, and by most I mean almost all of these are special attackers. So you have Earth Power, which is like on certain Pokemon is really good. When you're hitting Zacian for super effective damage, that's really good.
Yep.
I've seen like another one that's really popular and can actually be really good is Grass Knot. Granted, you're not getting your Sheer Force bonus on it, but it is still coming off of your base 115 special attack, and that's going to do a ton of damage to these mons that hit it super effectively, especially in this restricted format. Especially in this format where you don't have to worry about Dynamax.
Yeah. And
then the other like super popular move that I've seen on them, anywhere from like Sludge Bomb to Sludge Wave, usually Sludge Bomb from my experience, is because you want to be able to target down your Xerneases, you want to be able to target down your Rillabooms and other mons that are super effective. So, when it's good, it's really, really good. The one downside is you're always locked into Life Orb.
Yeah, usually for Sheer Force, yeah.
And so as a result, you're not going to have... You're going to be able to have mons that just outspeed you naturally. Like, most of the restricteds that come to mind do. Granted, Kyogre and Groudon are base 90, correct?
Groudon, Kyogre are either base 90 or base 95. Xerneas is base 99.
Awkward. But it's fine because you just click Rage Powder. And it's like, alright, cool. Your Sludge Bomb went that way.
Your Sludge Bomb went into my Volcarona. Cool.
Great, thanks.
The way you get around that is you play Sludge Wave, obviously.
Exactly. Sludge Wave plus Steel type. I was like, okay, now you're going to do a ton of damage not only to the Volcarona, possibly pick up the KO. You're not going to be able to KO it with Sludge Wave.
No.
But you are going to be able to do a ton of damage to the Xerneas, of course. And if your Steel type is holding Safety Goggles, there's your KO on Xerneas.
Yeah.
Cool.
Done.
Or if your Steel type is Kartana, then you just don't care about Rage Powder.
Get through it, yeah.
Yeah.
The other option is to still run Landorus, but Sand Force, and pray that you hit your Stone Edges and things like that.
This is normally going to be paired next to like Tyranitar.
Yeah, Tyranitar, Gigalith.
Tyranitar. Let's be
I'd
honest.
actually rather play Gigalith right now because I'm not 4 times weak to Urshifu instead of...
That's very true. For those who aren't aware, Urshifu's really good.
Yeah, we're not talking about Urshifu, Aleki, or Rillaboom like specifically in this section.
Those felt like low-hanging fruits for this section.
Yeah, it was like, we wanted cooler things to talk about, and...
Hey, Carl, did you know Incineroar's the best Pokemon ever?
Isn't it like 60% usage on the legacies ever?
Absurdly high. Like, I think its usage stat is actually higher than it was in 2018.
Jeez.
Which, like, that's just absolutely absurd levels. You know, in the format where you can play Primal Groudon and Primal Rayquaza, Incineroar was the most played mon.
Oh, yeah. So Sand Force is kind of cool because it boosts all your Rock, Ground, and Steel type moves in Sand.
Do we get Steel coverage?
You get Iron Tail.
Do we get any good Steel coverage?
Well, for your Sand Force, you want it to be physical.
Yeah, but do we get any good Steel coverage?
No.
Cool. Awkward.
But it's just like, you can run physical Sand Force and not be locked into Life Orb. Because Sand Force is your...
And then you could be Scarf and outspeed things and pick up KOs before they get to attack you.
Yeah.
The downside to that is then you're submissible to Intimidate, which is one of the upsides of playing the special attacking Landorus I, is you don't care about Landorus and Therian on the other side. You don't care about Incineroar, which, as we know, Incineroar is really, really popular. So being able to just say, yeah, I don't care.
Let's just Oko people, Carter.
Yeah, just click Fissure.
Yeah, just click Fissure. You'll be fine.
Remember when Gen 1 where Fissure was based off of speed?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Just click the Fissure, Carl.
Yeah, just click Fissure.
X accuracy Fissure. We win.
Win the game. Speaking of speed, let's talk about Zapdos, Galerion Zapdos specifically here.
What about it?
So...
As I'm the one who wanted to talk about it.
So, Defiant is a very powerful ability still. As we mentioned, Intimidate's very popular.
Man, what a segment so far. Just nailing it.
Thundurus used to be our Defiant abuser, but Thundurus's moves suck outside of Dynamax.
Wild Charge. I don't like Recoil. Super Power. Great.
Good job.
Nailed it.
And then fly. None of these are moves we want to be using. Like, you could use Smart Strike and, like, get away with it. But
cool, congrats. You have one usable move.
that's it. So, we have Galerion Zapdos here with Defiant and base 100 speed, which is still usable for these restricted formats, which is kind of just like the base thing. And you have all these sweet coverage moves. You got Blaze Kick, Brave Bird, a slew of fighting coverage. Low Kick, I think, is another one that it gets, which is something you get to use now. No, it doesn't get Low Kick. Oh, yeah, it does.
Oh, just literally overlooked it.
Yeah, just looked right past it. Stomping Tantrum.
Yep. You forgot the best move it actually gains access to. Thunderous Kick.
Yeah.
Because Thunderous Kick, at +1, you OHKO every Incineroar except for 252, 252 plus.
Nice.
They have to literally be max defense, max HP, and then it's a roll. Alright, cool, thanks. Smack ya. Not only that, but like pairing this with other physical attackers, such as Dragapult or Zacian, so you can then coaching boost them.
Oh, yeah.
Is just absurd. And if you don't want to, like, so when I was playing Zapdos early on in the format, it was Choice Scarf. Because, like, then you actually outspeed a ton of things. I think the only thing in the format you don't outspeed is exactly Regieleki.
Yeah, sounds right.
So then being able to lock into coaching next to Dragapult or Zacian or these other threats that are physical, great. Mm-hmm. If you don't need to, if you instead get that Intimidate boost, if you get that Defiant boost immediately, lock into Thunderous Kick.
Yeah.
Because if you don't pick up the KO, you're setting up the KO for your partner because you're dropping their defense.
Exactly.
And because you're pairing this with other super fast threats such as Zacian and Dragapult, who knew 2 of the fastest physical threats in the format, you're able to just pick up KOs left and right. Mm-hmm. You compare this next to Landorus Therian and click Earthquake all day. It's like, cool, thanks. It's really, really powerful, and I think it's a mon that, honestly, if Incineroar continues to be exceedingly popular, this could just rise in popularity to counter it every day of the week. Yeah.
This could be our new Thunderous that we've been seeing for a good chunk of Series 7 and a chunk of Series 9. This will probably be our Thunderous for this format.
When do we get to the level where to counter Zapdos and Sin start carrying Choppleberry?
Probably after Zapdos hits 30% usage. Probably when you start seeing at least one every, 3 games.
I don't think it's going to get that popular.
You'd be surprised.
Well, I mean, I could be wrong. I don't envision that happening.
If Incineroar stays at 60% usage, 30% Zapdos is probably not that uncommon of a thing. And then we have one last guy here. So this is one you wanted on here, and Zorder's been playing with this a little bit, and it's been kind of impressive. My big worry is that all the hate for Xerneas is going to catch up to this one, and it's going to make it even worse.
I can see it. The big thing about TapuBoolu is you're not absurdly weak to the steel types that Xerneas is weak to. The fact that you do have that grass typing to be able to have those neutral hits instead does make this beneficial. One of the big things about TapuBoolu is if Indeedee is really popular, thanks to Shadow Rider being popular, you underspeed every terrain setter in the format.
Yep.
Except for Pincurchin. Sorry, I should clarify.
Yeah, not Pincurchin.
You don't underspeed Pincurchin or Weezing, so you outspeed the playable ones.
Pincurchin took out Zacian. Have you not seen the YouTube video? Pincurchin, yeah, Wolfie beat Zacian with Pincurchin.
Oh my gosh. No, I can't say I've seen this.
But Boolu being 10 points slower than all the other popular terrain setters, Feeny, Rillaboom, and Indeedee, is really, really good for it. Actually, just you can run I think you have to get to 81. So what's a minus nature look like?
81.
81 is 0 speed Indeedee.
Ah, gotcha. Okay.
So you need to be slower than it. So you can get to 80 by getting to...
What if you're just 0 speed.
If you're just 0 speed, you're guaranteed to underspeed. I'm just looking at the
actual
getting a 0 speed TapuBoolu is
probably a little harder than getting a 19 IV and minting it.
Like anything 19 and lower is going to be good for you, rather than trying to find a 0 speed Boolu.
Until people start underspeeding my Boolu with 0 speed and DD, I'll stick to 31 with no investment.
Yeah. Which 31 no investment was 85?
No, that's minus nature.
That's minus nature.
I believe
looking at it, that's like probably like the better nature to be minus in, I would say.
Oh, for sure. Like your special attack you don't really care about just because you're not using it. So like that's the free one if you really want it.
It's the other one, like depending on what you want to try and do.
But like TapuBoolu does a ton of things. And by a ton of things I mean one really good thing that Rillaboom doesn't get, and that's Horn Leech.
Yeah.
The fact that you are able to pick up massive KOs on things like Regieleki basically for free, because you take this hit from it, and then you pick up the KO and just go back to full HP. It makes TapuBoolu insane.
The closest Rillaboom can do to that is Drain Punch.
And like, obviously...
That's what AV sets were doing, like, way early on, but like it's just not optimal anymore.
Rillaboom's counter is, I have priority, I'll just one-shot it.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, yeah, sure, that's fine. But what if they have Serena? What if they have Quick Guard? These are things that are actually popping up in popularity.
Yeah.
The fact that Rillaboom is still popular and people are doing this means that people have ways of beating it.
And I'm gonna mention this again. This is like another random Whirlwind user.
Why?
I don't know.
Why does it learn it by level up?
I don't know, but it has it. It has Whirlwind. Granted, most of these TapuBoolu are probably Assault Vest. Let's be honest.
I could see Assault Vest. I've been playing Miracle Seed.
It works fine too.
I think it's been Miracle Seed. It's like the one mon. Like when it's good, it's absurdly good.
Mm-hmm.
But it is a Grass type. In a format where Incineroar is the most popular mon, you're a physical grass type, so you're doubly weak to Incineroar. But
so what I'm hearing is Adrenaline Orb.
Go on.
You get close combat and Rock Slide and all that stuff, so you get to be Adrenaline Orb to where you can guarantee outspeed. Because if I know anything about Incineroars are going to start to speed creep again like they did in Series 8.
I don't know what you're talking about.
So Adrenaline Orb means you get to outspeed that Incineroar and then you get to close combat it and take care of it.
I wonder if you actually pick up the KO at -1.
Probably not, but if you double up into it with your other fast Pokemon alongside it.
No, the real play is you play Leech Seed. It's like, oh, that's a real nice threat you have there.
Be a shame if it's if we just steal its HP.
What's honestly super great is like no joke, Leech Seed Boolu has been very good.
Yeah.
You just gain so much HP back thanks to Horn Leech, Leech Seed, and grassy terrain. And that is a huge thing that Rillaboom doesn't get to say. You don't have all this endless recovery on Rillaboom. Rillaboom goes, haha, click Grassy Glide.
Click Grassy Glide, blow you up.
And it's like, there's a lot of things that counteract that just say, all right, I really don't care about that. Are we doing the calc?
I'm just looking to see.
This is against, okay, we need to go to -1.
I don't think we're getting there.
Oh, we're nowhere near close. Even if we are adamant. Yeah, close combat is...
Nowhere near it.
Life Orb.
Okay.
Choice Band?
Nope.
What if we have... What is Stonejourner's ability?
Power Spot.
Yeah, is that just battery?
Not really, no.
I mean, click it.
No.
Yeah,
Remember, right, battery's only special attackers.
Yeah, but I was curious if that would actually do the thing. Why is there not a button for it, Carl?
Because they're behind on the times. And I guess nobody plays Stonejourner enough. I don't know.
But people play Charger Bug enough?
I guess. It's probably from, just left over from their old calc from Ultra Series and whatnot.
Disappointed.
Same.
Pikalytics. This is us calling you out. Update your calculator. Add power spot.
Oh.
Yeah, I might actually message Kodiak and see if his calculator can add that. That actually is something I bet we can do.
Probably. So, those were the good. Let's talk about the bad. What's bad in Series 10?
Is this the segment we get to call the 20 minutes of Carter shitting on Colossal?
Yeah, for the most part. Or any Gigantamax in general.
When you sent this idea for the episode to me, it was like, cool, I get to knock on Colossal again. This is great. I love this.
Colossal, Lapras, Charizard, Venusaur. This is going to feel like a bunch of cop-outs because it's all Gigantamax Pokemon for the most part.
But at the same time, Dynamax is what made them really useful. Yeah. And the fact that their best abilities are now gone makes it where, sure, it's an easy cop-out, but at the same time, it's also super accurate when we talk about it.
Yeah. Like, Colossal. Colossal's big thing was activate a weakness policy, go to +2 special attack, +2 attack, +6 speed, blow everything up, and set up chip damage for 4 turns.
The fact that you lose your chip damage is really bad.
Yeah.
The fact that you don't take a Surf now is also really bad. Like, the fact that Urshifu is really good is also really bad.
You take neutral grass damage from Rillaboom now.
Which is really bad. It was just, like...
Also Kyogre. Kyogre is just, like, the big scary thing that you'd never want to see. And Groudon. Both the weather doers are just scary. You don't want to see any of them.
Don't lie to the people like that. It's everything, Carl. Everything scares Colossal.
Reggie Gigas doesn't scare Colossal.
Well, that's because Gigas isn't good anymore, Carl.
I worked so hard to get my shiny, and Series 10 is just like, nope, we can't play this now. It's like, which is fine. I wasn't playing.
Man, you spent a lot of time on that. It'd be a shame if it wasn't usable anymore.
Which, it's fine for right now. It's more I wanted the shiny for grind, like just like after grinding forever for it.
The big thing about Reggie Gigas, it's still, like, okay, but it's not what it used to be. People don't have to prep for Gigas anymore, and that's honestly enough. The fact that the format is now faster, the fact that Weezing is awful. Like, Weezing is just nigh unplayable.
I wouldn't say nigh unplayable. There's a lot of abilities that are really, really good that you can just turn off and...
And then it dies.
Not if they protect on turn 1. There's no way to break through it now. Unless you're Urshifu.
Urshifu would like a word, sir.
You can calc for that then, though. If that's the one thing you have to worry about...
That's true.
It's better to calc... You can calc for one thing rather than trying to calc for everything.
Can it live a helping hand boosted Wicked Blow?
That's fine.
No, wait, no. You literally can't. Carl, you literally can't punch through it. Why did you let me go down this rabbit hole and not stop me?
I just wanted to see if it could actually take a Wicked Blow without having to click Protect.
Honestly, probably not.
Boop. Oh.
Carl, you forgot to add in the helping hand boost.
That's no defense investment.
This is stupid. Urshifu's garbage. Make it adamant.
Well, let's just slap Choice Band on here so you get your knockout here.
KO'd. Done. Unplayable, Carl.
Helping hand, Choice Band, Wicked Blow. That's how you beat Weezing. As long as it doesn't click Protect in front of you.
Which, if that's the case, sure, your Reggie Gigas can click one attack. Congrats. I did end up playing, today I played against a Reggie Gigas plus, this is the same Absol team, actually. It was Reggie Gigas, Absol, Whimsicott. It's like, this is kind of scary, because Whimsicott does a lot of things here that I don't like.
Hey, look at that.
Carl, you forgot
No, we're still helping him.
Oh, okay. You can take those off. It won't matter. It's still gonna KO.
Oh yeah, it's still gonna KO.
Choice Band still does 150%.
Hey, it's still a roll. Oh, I don't have Life Orb on here. Now we get there. You want to trade your Urshifu? I'm going to trade you Turn Off my Gigas for your Urshifu. I feel like this is fine.
By turning off, do you mean deleting?
Say, I will blow up Urshifu and then I don't have a turn after that because I used to get Impact.
No. I'm Focus Sash, Carl. You're dead.
Whee.
You're dead, Carl.
We can calc to fix this, though. Because we don't have to be max speed to outspeed you anymore.
Do you... 167, okay.
So we can go...
It's one of those awkward
numbers.
One more.
We can almost get there.
Almost is not. So, let's see. Make that guaranteed KO. Plus, putting it into defense is better than HP.
HP is just going to be more bulk overall.
Is it?
It's general bulk. It's general bulk versus specifically defense against Urshifu.
Well, if you take out, like, I just am actually curious about this. Because we know at 20 EVs, it's almost enough. Yeah. So if you put those 20 into defense, is it actually better or... Okay, in this instance, it's literally the same because they're...
It's still 100%, so...
Yeah, the defense and the HP stat are the exact same, so...
It takes 44 from defense to live, just to where it's not a guaranteed, whereas it takes 28 to end
Interesting,
HP.
Okay.
It's because of the way the damage calc works.
Where it's a 1 in 16 roll to live.
Yeah.
That's fine. It's whatever. Yeah, Reggie Gigas is bad. getting a little more back on track here. Reggie Gigas is bad.
Reggie Gigas is worse for sure. It's not like bad like Colossal bad, but it's not anywhere near what it was before.
I don't think anything's going to be Colossal bad in this format, Carl.
Lapras is Colossal bad.
I would actually argue that Colossal's worse.
I don't know. Reggie Lucky just now eats your Lapras alive.
Wakan Berry.
That's a crappy item to be running on your Lapras.
Look, it's the best I got, okay? And then you're dead to Rillaboom instead. You can live one or the other, not both.
You get to pick one. Can't live both. Glastrier, and this is partly just because Ice Horse's like Calyrex Ice is back, so it's gonna probably be a repeat of what happened in Series 8, where we just don't see Glastrier ever at all. But then also it's just like, I don't get to double my HP anymore. I don't get to boost my defenses anymore.
Yeah, you don't immediately get double bulk.
Yeah.
Which, this is also to an extent Ice Rider in that same vein. Ice Rider's probably more serviceable just because it's better outside of Trick Room. And like, hard Trick Room right now is...
Hard Trick Room's hard... Pardon the pun, it's hard to actually like get around and actually use now.
And like the fact that you would be spending your restricted slot on Ice Rider, the fact that it doesn't get to Dynamax anymore, it's still super submissible to burn, it's super submissible to intimidate. Like there's a lot of things that work against Ice Rider right now. And as an extension, Glastrier as well.
I want to see how it matches up against Xerneas.
Probably not well.
I just want to see.
Are Xerneas max?
I don't know. I'm going with the
modest.
With the worst case scenario.
Carl, you need to make it +2.
We're not there yet. I gotta put a move on it first.
Moonblast. Not malicious Moonblast. Cool, it's dead. Look, you weren't supposed to put EVs in.
So
it's still a roll.
It's still a roll, and that's bad. That's really bad.
To be fair, that's max HP, no special defense, but you have 130 special defense. You should be able to take those.
Like 130 special defense means you shouldn't have to worry about a +2 Moonblast ever, right? Like if you go max HP, idea. You should survive that.
Nope.
We can go calm, or not calm, but careful, and it's not an Oko anymore.
Heat wave.
Blow him up. Ice Horse just isn't good anymore. It's just not going to see as much play, I don't feel like.
And there's a lot of reasons, and end of the day, I just think Incineroar's really popular. Trick Room's going to be few and far between at this point. You're really submissible to burn. You're spending a restricted slot on a Trick Room Mon. So, like, at that point,
in the case of Ice Rider specifically.
At that point, you're wanting to lock yourself basically into hard Trick Room.
Yeah, you want to go hard Trick Room, so.
Which, I don't want to say there's a lot of things to punish you, but it doesn't really accomplish anything, it feels like.
Yeah.
Like, it honestly feels like, in my game so far, speed control doesn't really matter. Is that, like, just my feelings, or...
Tailwind matters more than Trick Room. Everything's faster, so you want to keep outspeeding, because you gotta outspeed Shadow Rider, Zacian, +2 Xerneas, all that stuff. So Tailwind matters more, in my opinion, than Trick Room does, because Tailwind's usually on Prankster Mons, or Mons that are fast to begin with. And Trick Room being -7 priority, easy to interrupt if they actually know what they're doing, or just being able to stall it out with protects, because you don't have a max Mon sitting through on the other side breaking through all your protects all the time. It's just not as a viable of a strategy as it was in Dynamax formats.
But at least Glacial Lance looks really cool.
Yeah, we get to enjoy Glacial Lance. Mind blown.
Mind blown is the big one.
What else was there?
There's Astral Barrage, which I think is actually cooler than Glacial Lance.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not saying that just because I've seen it more and therefore I like it more.
Oh, last bad. And I'm going to lump these both together because it's just Kanto starters in general.
Blastoise.
Blastoise, Venusaur, Charizard.
We were fine with just Blastoise, Carl.
Charizard's the big one. Like, Blastoise at least has Fake Out. Venusaur has Sleep Powder. Charizard's got nothing going for it anymore. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Like, what do you do with Charizard now?
Airstream.
Can't do that.
Wildfire.
Nope, gone.
Eliki.
That you can do still. You can do that still. That is something you can do still. And
that one you didn't even need to max for. You could just do that anyway.
Charizard still is that 100 base speed, and it's still in a fine speed tier. It doesn't do anything if there's no gimmicks. Its
stats are just kind of mediocre. If you look at historically speaking, Charizard is good because of the love Game Freak gives it.
Oh, yeah, that's what I said. The gimmicks that are around it are what make Charizard really good. It got 2 Mega Forms.
To be fair, only one was really good.
Really good. But it was also just like the other ones.
I actually wonder, historically, what has more, like, top cuts between Charizard Y and Torkoal. Like, that's actually a really interesting thought experiment that I don't know the answer to, and I'm interested in seeing if someone knows this off the top of their head.
I'm about to say, someone who played during those formats, go dig it up. Someone go find the stuff.
And then I'd be interested in comparing Charizard Y to Groudon. Because, mind you, Y is more playable, is playable in more formats than Groudon is.
Mm-hmm.
And Groudon requires a restricted slot.
Yeah.
So, like, sure, you only get 1 Mega, but if it's Charizard, like there's a very specific reason you're playing Charizard.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm actually interested in those, like, statistics.
It'd be nice to look up. But unfortunately, Charizard doesn't have any of that going for it now.
No, it's really bad, Carl.
It's really, really bad.
It's reliant on another Mon to do its thing.
Yeah.
Like, in the fact that you need Weather Up to make Solar Power usable. The fact that you are considerably slower than some of the most threatening threats in the format, means that it's just not going to work out for you. And the fact that the most playable threats in this format also threaten you just means that it's just really not great.
Yeah. Yep.
But at least you resist Incineroar Stab.
Yeah!
Until it snarls you.
Boo! So, that brings us...
we need to save that one.
That brings us to the ugly section. I want to start with a different fire and flying type, because it's been fun to talk about these restricted. Ho-Oh. The server's been talking about Ho-Oh. I've been catching glimpses of it, because I haven't been really able to pay attention to the Discord, because it's just flying by too goddamn fast. But, shameless Discord plug. Check out the link in the description. But Regenerator
I don't know why, but just random plugs in the middle of the show always make me laugh because it's just such a YouTuber thing. And it's just, I'm not in that mindset, even though I do it too.
Yeah.
I immediately always think it's funny afterwards. I'm just like, I know what kind of gimmick I just tried to pull.
Yeah, exactly. But Ho-Oh is kind of cool just because it's just like Regenerator, and it was really close to being really, really good in Series 8.
It was really close.
And I think part of it was just the sheer amount of Intimidate, and then it was just like Dynamax was still a thing. So like there was always a Dynamax water move getting ready to blow you up, or Dynamax...
But Carl, it's okay because you just triggered my policy.
Well, Policy's not going to be as good anymore, I don't feel like.
Yeah.
Especially on these bulkier mons that still could do it, I wouldn't expect it as much.
No. The bulkier mons, I'm going to expect pinch berries, I'm going to expect citrus, I'm going to expect leftovers. Like, things that allow you to live even longer so you're able to abuse your mon even more.
Build your bulk back up and whatnot, yeah. But Ho-Oh gets some really cool stuff. Gets Sacred Fire, gets Flare Blitz.
Yeah, I don't care about any of those. It gets Whirlwind.
Yeah.
That's
another one. It's another one that's gets Whirlwind. Regenerator lets you heal up. You get Will-O-Wisp too. So
why play Will-O-Wisp when you can play the 95% accurate Sacred Fire with a 50% chance to burn?
But we already had this argument. We already proved that Will-O-Wisp is a better.
Carl, burn.
We already had this argument.
I don't think we've actually talked about that on the air.
I think it was just us doing the math
for sure.
It.
Because it was when I was playing Entei. It's like I played Will-O-Wisp and Sacred Fire because sure, Sacred Fire is good and like when you get the burn, awesome. Don't rely on it though. If you need the burn, like Will-O-Wisp is the way to go. If you need to deal with a threat on the opposing side, click Will-O-Wisp.
Why does Ho-Oh get Sandstorm?
Because, Carl.
That's it.
The same reason it gets Rain Dance. The same reason the flying fire type gets Rain Dance, Carl.
And Thunderwave.
That one it's had for a while. I'm not actually surprised by that.
But yeah.
I don't like the fact that it gets Earthquake. Or Giga Drain.
That one makes no sense.
It makes more sense than Earthquake.
It's Iron Head.
Sure.
Speaking of steel types, we've got a couple of them here. 3 of them, actually.
That's actually really interesting.
Which one do you want to talk about?
Well, let's talk about Draladon.
Draladon.
You know, we haven't talked about Draladon since Series 3,
4, whatever it was.
When was Togekiss popular?
Last one was 5.
4?
Draladon. It's going to be good if Xerneas is very, very good.
It's going to be playable if Shadow Rider's good.
Yeah.
It's going to be really bad if Zacian's carrying Sacred Sword.
Yeah.
Sorry.
If all the Zacians swap to, like, Play Rough and, like, Wild Charge, I feel like this is fine. But if they keep that fighting coverage and go Substitute Protect like they were in Series 8, you're going to have a real tough time playing your Draladon.
Seen a lot of Substitute. And, We'll talk about it. Quagsire doesn't care. Okay.
Okay.
Nice substitute. I'm gonna sit here and look at you.
Draladon having Stalwart's really important because a lot of the whole Xerneas setup is redirection based. So Stalwart ignores that. You get to Steel Beam it or Flash Cannon it or whatever you want to do. Snarl.
Is Flash Cannon enough?
Steel Beam's not enough for +2. You need to make sure you outspeed and then Steel Beam picks it up.
Can you outspeed? I'm assuming you probably need Tailwind.
You 100% need Tailwind.
Yeah, because it's 99 versus 85. Yeah,
like,
so
you have to have Tailwind.
Either they are not max speed and they're reliant on their speed control being Geomancy, or just play Tailwind.
Yeah, which that was a thing Duraludons did anyway back in Series 3 and 4 was Tailwind. Yep. Whimsicott was a very common pairing with this thing. It's just like, I'm gonna fake tears you and then I'm gonna blow you up.
Goodbye.
Which could work. You ain't got to worry about Rage Powder redirection because Whimsicott still is a grass type.
Yep.
So you get to fake tears and then bang.
Goodbye. Bang.
I don't care about your +2 special defense boost because it's gone.
Actually, another thing that Draladon gains access to, for some reason, the Skyscraper Pokemon can Snarl you.
Yeah, Snarl's really important. Especially in this format where it's just like everything's going to be special attackers probably because Intimidate's really important.
So the fact that you can get around redirection in the form of Snarl by just hitting them both.
Spam it.
Or the fact that you're able to go fast if you are pairing this next to a Tailwind setter like Whimsicott, which is historically one of the best partners for Draladon. I honestly think this could have a real chance of being playable in this format. Yeah.
I did calcs for Draladon probably, I think it was earlier in the week. Max HP, 4 investment, special defense with an Assault Vest means you live Life Orb Modest, an Astral Barrage, Life Orb Modest, Expanding Force, Mud Shot from Calyrex Shadow.
Is that Life Orb as well? Life Orb Helping Hand?
Life Orb Helping Hand means that it is I think it's 90% is the max roll then for Mud Shot.
That's actually really good.
Because the current roll is 50%.
Man, okay.
Astral Barrage is the scary one. It's the one where you barely live on 1.
Great.
So if they Helping Hand Astral Barrage,
you're dead.
You're dead. However, if you can if you just turn around and just outspeed and just hit them with a Snarl, they're going to be in trouble.
They get to 222. So I'm assuming you can get to 110, right? Or 112. Easy.
Yeah, it's barely any investment.
Yeah, 52. No, actually, if you're just plus nature, do you get there naturally?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I don't know if that's worth using your nature for.
I don't think it is, but
especially when it's that little.
I think you'd still rather be modest and.
Can you? You can't outspeed Eliki, can you? You nowhere near it, right? Because no, you need 178. No, you don't.
You need because it's 277. You need one. Isn't it 137? Oh, no, it's 130. It's 137.
It's 139.
Yeah, 139 is the thing.
139 gets you to 278. So yeah, easy.
You just timid yourself.
Timid, and you don't even have to. Cool. So now Tailwind, you outspeed Eliki, and then you can also Snarl Eliki. I wonder how much that does to Eliki.
I don't know.
These are questions I don't know the answer to. Interesting.
So you still get to live all your hits.
Sweet.
You don't do as much damage, but you still get to live all your hits. With Whimsicott alongside you, it's not going to be that big of a deal.
Yeah, you have Fake Tears for a reason. Yeah. Use it. Yeah, this is actually a really cool set. I'm actually really excited for it.
Speaking of Prankstermons with Fake Tears.
Grimmsnarl, man.
Grimmsnarl. So,
I haven't seen it. I don't know what happened to it.
So screens probably aren't as great right now, just because,
So play one of the other 47 Grimmsnarl sets.
Yeah, it's kind of like...
like, that's the thing I don't understand. This thing does literally everything you could ever want from a Prankster Bond.
So the cool part was, it's like, you get to Lagging Tail and Dynamax Pokemon, or you get to Eject Button and Dynamax Pokemon.
Sure.
Switching is not as big of a punishment.
Good.
Switching is not as big as a punishment anymore. And Lagging Tail and Full Incense still are punishing. It's just, if that's all you do with your Grimmsnarl...
The fact that, like, the big problem is, like, against Xerneas, if you can go Fake Out plus Trick, well, now you just took their Power Herb, so now their next turn, they're wasting a turn. Plus, it doesn't matter that they have a speed boost because you gave them a Full Instance.
Yeah.
So, like, that kind of works out, but the problem is like, they're probably not going to... If you're leading Fake Out plus Grimmsnarl, they're probably not going to click
it. Just like you don't click your Dynamax button in front of a Grimmsnarl most of the time. You don't click Geomancy in front of Grimmsnarl. You just click Dazzling Gleam and just try to pick it up.
Just delete it.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, so now my screens go up and I live the hit.
So it's just a matter of if Grimmsnarl can find a place in the format again, because Dynamax is gone, and that's what screens were really, really good for, was kind of stalling out the Dynamax. But now that games are going 10, 15,
70 turns.
70 turns. It's just like, do you want to try and set up screens every single time they go down, or would you rather just have something that can deal damage or be a little bit better utility that way? Another
thing that really works against Grimmsnarl is the fact that the best two restricteds eat it alive.
Oh, yeah.
The fact that Zacian and Xerneas are the two, like, top two restricteds just means that Grimmsnarl just kind of cries in a corner.
Especially since it's just like, I have to set up screens here. Oh, I still died a Behemoth Blade. Like, it's still too much.
Yep. Like, and I'm sure you could probably calc to live one, but then you're probably dead to the other.
Yeah. If they manage to double up into your Grimmsnarl, then you're super dead.
Yep.
Or if they happen to have Fake Out, you're super duper dead.
So, like, then it becomes, okay, screens aren't good, so Grimmsnarl needs to find a different thing to deal with.
It needs to adapt, essentially.
Yeah, it needs to adapt and figure out a new set. And like I said, this thing has 100 different sets that it's ever been able to use, so it's like, time to figure them out. Your base 130 attack, Sucker Punch people.
Yeah,
that's gonna pick up a KO on Calyrex for sure.
Taunt those. You can taunt Zacian before it gets to do a substitute thing. Gets to set up in front of you.
You get a taunt Xerneas.
As long as they don't Rage Powder, we can safety goggles are.
That is an actual thing you can do that you've never been able to do on Grimmsnarl. You can put safety goggles on it.
Yeah.
Then you're probably dead. But
I mean, yeah, you're not. It gets low kick.
Yep.
That's actually really good.
Spirit Break is still really good too.
Yeah.
Like, Spirit Break is just like single target Snarl. So like, that's sure, whatever. It might be time for physical Grimmsnarl to make an appearance.
Could be. It could be.
Probably not.
Probably not. But
do we get Encore? We don't, right? Just
I didn't see Encore. No.
Nope. Unfortunate.
No, we do not get Encore. We get Confide, which is whatever.
Have you ever got to Encore a Xerneas, Carl? It's really good.
I'm about to say it's probably hilarious.
But like, you have Scary Face. Feeny is less popular, so like Misty Terrain is less popular, and therefore Thunderwave is much better.
Yep.
Then you're relying on a 90% accurate Thunderwave, but just hit the move, idiot.
Yeah, just hit the move. just be lucky. That's what the game is for. Just be lucky.
So, this one I'm not sure will make a comeback, but I do think
it's gonna have to definitely adapt. Yeah,
it is much. It needs something. Yeah. I think it could be. I think it could honestly be playable.
Yeah.
In its current iteration, though, it's not.
So I'm gonna combine these next two steel types together because they kind of fit into the same role. I want to say because they both weren't very good in Dynamax formats because of what they specifically do.
Yep.
This being Scizor and Aegislash. Aegislash they did super duper dirty because
For some reason, stance change doesn't work in Dynamax.
Because the way they worded it, it only checks for King Shield. Even if it's Max Guard off a King Shield, it's still Max Guard and not King Shield.
Even though Trick Room works, the fact that you can Trick Room Copycat and it reads it as Trick Room, but you can't King Shield off of Max Guard irritates me.
Yeah. But both these Pokemon end up being better in a non-Dynamax format, specifically because Scizor getting Choice Band. Now it doesn't have to worry about you doubling your HP in front of it. Now it just hits you.
Yeah, it just punches it.
Like,
the fact that screens aren't everywhere means that your 300 attack, thanks to Choice Band, just runs through everything.
You're not worrying about 130, 140 max flares coming at your face. Like, the biggest thing you have to worry about is a Flare Blitz or Flamethrower.
You can honestly run Assault Vest Scizor in this format, and it's probably okay.
Yep.
Like, obviously you need to watch out for, like, Ho-Oh and Incineroar. Obviously, again, you have 5 partners. 2 of them can answer Incineroar.
Yeah. Going to Aegislash here, Aegislash being in a non-Dynamax format means King Shield actually means something now.
Yep.
King Shield gets to -1 for on contact to anything, i.e. probably Zacian trying to hit you with a... Is the Sacred Sword just a contact move?
Sacred Sword doesn't hit you, Carl. You're a ghost type.
Well, it checks for contact. So I'm just trying to think of moves that make contact.
It's okay. My first thought was also Sacred Sword, so it works out. I'm just glad you're the one.
Zacian doesn't get Foresight, right?
No.
Because that'd be the one way. Okay, thank God.
Foresight's not in the game?
Apparently not.
Neat.
Cool. Thank goodness. Anywho, King Shield checks for contact, so it's a protect, but you have to make contact to get the -1 drop. But if they
Play Rough and Behemoth Blade also make contact.
So
anything that would trigger Rough Skin or Iron Barbs or Rocky Helmet for that case, all trigger King Shield.
And the cool thing is, it's like, even if they do make contact with you and you didn't King Shield, you live the hit. You resist Fairy. Behemoth Blade becomes a 4-hit KO against you specifically.
Absurd.
And then you can turn around and just blow it up. You can 2-hit KO it back, and then they have to play the game of, is he going to King Shield in front of me now, or is he going to click the attacking move and blow me up?
Because even the mindset of, well, does he click King Shield? Like, obviously the play there is attack the other slot, but then you're dead if he doesn't.
Yep.
And if he does, and you do attack the other slot, he's going to live the next hit into it anyway because it's in shield form.
Yep.
So, like, it's a lose-lose situation in that situation. Like, you just don't have good answers when all the dials, all the calculations lead to dead.
Yeah. Also, Aegislash gets Wide Guard. Yep. Wide Guard's really, really good in this format if you haven't figured that out yet. All these spread moves, like we mentioned, Rock Slide, Earthquake, Water Spout, Precipice Blades, Dazzling Gleam, all these spread moves are really, really popular, so Wide Guard is probably going to be just as good as it was in Series 8.
I had a game earlier, I think it was yesterday morning. My opponent was playing Scarf Lando. Locked himself into Earthquake in front of my Hitmontop, and I just clicked Wide Guard, and his Volcarona just kept getting chipped every turn. Like, idiot, I'm going to do this every turn until it dies.
I win this game.
I'm going to ignore you.
But yeah, so Aegislash, I have a set that I've been running around with. It's white or max HP, 2-something attack, almost max attack. Just enough to where you live all the hits. You can run Gyro Ball. If you're minus speed, it can almost pick up Xerneas a lot of the time. If you don't want to worry about that and you want to make sure you actually deal damage to the other redirectors, you can run Iron Head, and that's fine too.
Have you considered Destiny Bond?
Yes, I'm not doing that.
So you didn't consider it then?
I considered it. I just not. But yeah, Aegislash has been my pet project for a while. I got a shiny the other day, and I'm very, very happy about it.
Didn't you already have one?
I had one, but it wasn't the one. It wasn't Square shiny. Like, it wasn't mine on this game.
Gotcha.
So I wild hunted it, trying to hope to get a mark, which I'm going to go back to that eventually. But right now, I'm just...
You have too much patience. I'm going to hatch eggs.
I'm going to hatch eggs for Volcarona. Like,
well, that one makes sense.
Like, Loresta's like one time on an island encounter, and I'm not gonna do that 500 times.
As a man who did that for Porygon and Let's Go, it's miserable.
Found out I had a shiny Volcarona in my Pokemon home.
Yeah, you told me that the other day.
I have no idea where it came from, but I have one. I found my shiny Zygarde, my event Zygarde finally. Found it. I'm very happy about that too.
If anyone has an event Boolu that they want to get rid of for any particular reason, please let me know. Same goes for the event shiny Raikou. Or any shiny Raikou for that case. I would prefer event because I like the Premier Ball. Or the Cherish Ball. But I'll take whatever.
So we saved the best for last year. Well,
see, that's how you get them. You get them early by this weird statement, and then they latch on to the very end when you actually talk about it. We're
giving away our secrets.
We're nailing this YouTube thing, Carl.
Quagsire.
It's really good.
So Quagsire Unaware means you don't get blown out by Zacian, you don't get blown out by Xerneas, blah 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 blah. Quagsire can 2-hit KO Zacian.
Yep.
With no investment.
Yep.
That's weird.
It's great.
It's cool. Not gonna lie, I'm really glad I looked into the set and made it and developed it, but it's weird that just like you don't think Quagsire 2-hit KOing Zacian.
So, I'm assuming they're popping up on your YouTube too. Have you seen the salty showdown player losers?
Oh yeah,
that's
the algorithm right now, yeah.
Yeah. So, that YouTuber, I believe it's Temp6T, is the account. Plays a lot of really off the wall singles things and like anything goes. And one of them that comes up a lot is Unaware Quagsire. And like these Zacian players are like, all right, thanks for the free +6, idiot. Here's my Swords Dance. And it's like
bop ya.
And what gets me is people will like put in the chat box to pull up the data for Quagsire, and they'll see the Unaware and they're like, well, why did it live the hit on +6?
Read the ability.
What do you mean? Today I was playing with Quagsire. Mm-hmm. My opponent parting shotted my Quagsire to -6. I then one-shot their Incineroar.
Boop. Just booped him on the snoot.
It's so great, man. People don't know what this thing does.
It's great. Which that's going to change probably sooner rather than later.
Nah, I'm playing it.
So yeah, Quagsire is going to get some play. I feel like for sure.
I am going to firmly say I'm going to make this thing go to Master Ball.
This is something you could definitely do.
This one is going to get my Shiny's going to get the rank master emblem.
The master rank emblem.
It's going to be great.
And it's kind of cool. It's just like, you know how slow we get?
Oh, I don't know if mine's min speed. I don't think I need it.
You don't need it to be. It's just like, do you know how slow you get?
Yeah, real slow.
Isn't that cool?
Real slow, Carl.
Like, it doesn't matter. You can get super duper slow and be fine. Now, you could run special and whatnot and not have to worry about getting intimidated, but you don't care about intimidated anyway.
Yeah, like you
so literally... it's just like, if you want good water moves, though, that's what
you get liquidation.
Which doesn't do it. It has no effect.
It literally does not matter. You also get waterfall, which is just worse liquidation in this case.
It's 5 base power less.
But you have a chance to flinch people,
which actually matters. Which actually matters.
The one that really matters, like there's 2 attacks that really matter for Quagsire. Recover and Yawn.
Yep. This is also something that gets Encore.
Neat.
There you go.
I'm not changing my set.
Yeah, no, I don't change my set. The set is great.
My initial draft of this team had 4 things hold leftovers. It's like, well, I can't.
You can't do that, Carter. You're cheating.
I said the initial draft because like I built like each piece of it individually. I'm just like, all right, well, I've worked on all of these. I'm just gonna throw them together, and then I'm like,
squish them all together.
Like, oh, this doesn't work. It gets Irium Pulse too.
Yeah.
Dude, Quagsire.
Not that Unaware cares, but
Unaware only cares about their plus.
Yeah.
And your minus. So the fact that is worded really weird. The fact that it says it ignores all stat changes isn't completely accurate.
Yeah.
From my understanding of how this ability works. You can raise your defense and it calculates that appropriately. The unaware Pokemon, B-Barrel.
B-Barrel. Doop-a-doop-a-doo. If a Pokemon with this ability uses a damaging move or is targeted by a damaging move, the other Pokemon's stat stages are ignored during damage and accuracy calculation.
There we go. Specifically, when a Pokemon with this ability uses a damaging move, the evasion stat changes of the targets are ignored, and the defense and special defense stat changes of the targets are ignored.
And when a Pokemon with this ability is targeted with a damaging move, the accuracy stat changes of the attacking Pokemon are ignored during accuracy checks, and the attack and special attack stages of the attacking Pokemon are ignored during damage calculation.
Meaning, you can go to +6 defense with Quagsire and just...
Can you get to +6? Is there any way to make yourself +6?
Do we get acid armor for any particular reason?
We get acid spray.
That's really close, Carl. We get amnesia.
Yeah.
That's basically the same thing, right? We don't get cosmic power, do we?
Oh, we get stockpile.
That's not...
You don't get to go to +6, but you get to go to +3.
Doesn't it also wear off?
No.
Stockpile doesn't wear off?
No, it only wears off if you spit up or swallow.
For some reason, I thought... The way I've always understood stockpile is after X number of turns, it wears off.
Nope, it sits there. You stockpile and it just sits there, and then you can swallow to heal, or you can spit up to deal damage.
Did you know the base damage of spit up? Max spit up is base 300.
Yeah, yeah. Yep. Is there any other...
Icy Wind's cool.
We get guard swap.
You know, that's actually not the dumbest thing I've ever heard. I'm gonna guard swap the Stack Attacka. Now I'm actually unkillable. So we get amnesia. We get curse.
Oh yeah, we get curse too.
Yeah, there we go. Cool. Nailed it.
Sounds great.
Can we make ourselves a ghost type?
Trick or treat.
Cool. I'm gonna get to +6 curse and then trick or treat it and then curse you. Good luck.
And I'm just gonna click recover every turn.
You're not winning this.
I will win. I am inevitable.
Don't we also get toxic? Or is that just older gens?
I think that's just older gens.
Nope.
Well, it's everything on here.
No, I'm pretty sure Quagsire actually gets toxic.
We can find out.
I'm 95% sure Quagsire gets toxic.
Boop.
Control F. Woo!
It does. Level 46. Time to toxic stall people.
Nah.
No, you just get poisons off your sludge bombs. You don't
I don't need the toxic people. They just always...
God, I love that shiny.
Dude, it's such a good shiny. Waluigi is going to Master Ball.
We'll get it there. Okay. That was Good and Bad Ugly Series 10. That made a good little segment there.
I agree. You know, a segment, the episode.
Yeah. Because we don't have anything else we have to talk about right now.
We have a Rumble on... we have a Rumble on Wednesday.
Rumble on Wednesday will be Series 10.
Yeah.
Bring your Series 10 teams.
Yeah, be prepared for Waluigi.
We have Draft League signups wrap up in today's
Couple weeks.
8th. So they wrap up on the 25th. So yeah, you got about
2 weeks.
2 weeks and a handful of days.
It's probably best to run until the 26th, and then like that episode that comes out.
That's what it usually is.
Yeah.
I can't take it down until the 26th because I'm not gonna be awake at midnight on the 25th.
Carl, wake up.
No.
That's fair. You're gonna be awake anyway. Don't lie to people like that.
I actually probably will be asleep because I have to be at work early in the morning on the 26th because that's Monday.
That's your truck day?
That's my go into work and make sure everything's together still day.
Make sure that, the wait staff didn't
burn the place down.
Murder people in the kitchen.
Yeah. That kind of stuff.
Fair.
Anything else? Community was fun. Played Mario Kart.
I thought you played Mario Golf.
I played golf by myself.
I was close.
I played Mario Kart with Poppy and Elanite. I think that's how you pronounce their name.
I would have been there, but instead I went to the LGS and spent way too much time and way too much money. Actually, I didn't even spend that much money. But my cards were cool.
I'm looking at Unite to see if anybody had anything about Unite. There isn't. Womp womp. Unite waiting room.
They said July. They didn't specify when.
We're a week into July.
Carl. When they say July, they mean the end of the month.
It means the 31st. They mean the 31st. I know what they mean. I can't think of anything else to ramble on about. I think we're pretty much done. Which is weird.
Yeah, I don't actually have anything to talk about here at the end. Normally I have a story or something. I got nothing today.
Because we told them all at the beginning.
And during. My team's great.
I gotta get Zygarde built. I gotta get Zygarde figured out.
Technically, there are 3 shinies available for the team that I still need to get.
So you can't get a Eternatus, unfortunately.
Game Freak, please. Hear me out.
To be fair, I don't like the shinies.
I don't think I've ever actually seen it because it's not available.
It's like pink.
Deal. It'll match Waluigi.
No, not that kind of pink.
Carl. Pink is pink.
No.
I was really confused by Pokemon of the Week. I thought it was a Digimon. And then I realized it's G-Max Melmetal. It's beautiful. I love it.
It's like this magenta color, and everything that was red on it on the regular one stays red.
It'll match Waluigi.
Waluigi's that nice, like, soft pink, though.
Yeah. That's going to be my stream title, is Master Ball with Waluigi, and people are going to be so confused they'll have to click on it.
Exactly.
It's called clickbaiting, Carl.
We've already been over this, Carter.
Yeah, but see, I'm the expert here.
Well, then you can make the thumbnails.
No.
That's what I thought.
That's a lot of work, and I don't know how to do it. So
it's not that hard. It's actually not that hard.
It's still more work than I'm willing to learn.
Okay. Ready to get out of here?
Oh, I guess. I think I spent enough of your time today.
Yeah, probably.
So, let's see. As always, make sure you hit that like, comment, and subscribe. All that good stuff on the YouTube. If you're not listening on YouTube, why?
Because people can't. Because in order to listen on YouTube and actually do other things, you either A, have to leave it open on your phone with Bluetooth headphones.
No, Carl. Just pay for YouTube Prime or whatever it's called.
It's not worth it.
It is.
It's not.
As a man who does it a lot for work, it is.
It's not.
Because I get to download like 47 videos and listen to them while I'm at work.
Or you just have Wi-Fi at work like I do and just put your phone in the corner and walk around with your Bluetooth headphones in.
Yeah, but then I had to charge my phone while I'm at work and I can't.
I can do that.
I can't.
So
instead I get to pay people.
You can do that, you just don't have the stuff to do that yet.
No, as in I literally can't.
Battery packs.
Nah.
Exactly.
Then my pockets are full.
That's your problem.
So instead, I just pay.
Yeah, you pay an exorbitant amount of money to things that people watch for free.
It's like $7 a month. And I get 0 ads. That in and of itself is...
When you can skip most of them after 5 seconds, I feel like you're just...
But that's 5 seconds out of my life I had to deal with them.
Instead, you're spending 5 seconds waiting for your video to load.
Nah, I just download it in the morning and it's done.
Yeah, but you still have to load the video in the morning.
No, I just click the little 3 buttons and click download. And then I get ready for the day. And then when I'm done, the phone's already recorded everything, downloaded everything. It's great.
You're misunderstanding buffering times. You still have to load, the phone has to load the video still, even after it's downloaded.
It doesn't take 5 seconds.
Sometimes it can.
It doesn't.
Depends on whose phone you got, too.
Mine! my phone! It works, Carl.
Sure.
Where are we at?
You were talking about YouTube.
Yeah, I got that.
We were getting out of here.
Oh yeah, there we go. That one. See YouTube. We have Twitter.
Yep.
At LR Lessons. Myself at Mr. Missouri 25. Carl is at Musical VGC. You can follow us on Twitch. I am at Mr. Missouri 25. Carl is at Musical. And we have our community Discord. Our Discord is fantastic. You can come see all of our teams and everything else that we're working on for all the future events. You can come plan all of our events because that you had to be a member of the Discord to be able to plan it. Draft league signups, all that stuff are of course on the Discord. So come and join that. That of course is down in the show notes as always. I think that's it.
Website.
Oh yeah. Dude, I cannot remember.
Well, this is only like the third week of us plugging it, so it's understandable.
Yeah.
You'll get it eventually.
We'll get there eventually. So, that is lrlessons.com.
How'd that article come along?
Look, man. We'll get there. And then we covered basically everything I was going to write about. So
yeah, exactly.
You just stole my ideas. So
I gave you a week to write it.
Look, I work.
You were on light duty for that week.
I don't need you to call me out like this.
I even asked. I was like, I want to write about this. And you're like, no, that's what I'm writing about. I was like, okay, fine. I won't
write about it, Carl.
You told me you were going to cover it.
Well, now I'm not.
Okay, well, it's too late now. We already covered it. I stole your idea and made it a podcast episode. Congratulations.
See, congrats. I helped you help me. I'm the real winner here, Carl.
Sure, Bub, sure. Let's get out of here.
Alright, everyone. Have a fantastic week. We'll be back next week with some more Littleroot lessons. There we go, that one.
Oh, goodness.
I'm tired.
I can tell.
Alright, everyone. Have a good week. Peace.